Now we are moving forward to the very first panel discussion of day 1. The topic is going to be the shift left evolution, adapting DevSecOps, tools to meet security compliance and cost control. The moderator for this session is going to be Ms. Nischal Batra, Senior Enterprise Sales Manager, GitHub. Let me give a small brief about ma'am. Ms. Nischal is a Senior Enterprise Sales Manager at GitHub, where she partners with enterprises across India to bring cutting-edge AI-driven software development with the security that guarantees enterprises need. With a dual background in business and computer science, Ms. Nischal combines deep technical insight with strategic thinking to deliver solutions that drive tangible value for her customers. Ms. Nischal is a relentless customer advocate known for her dedication, follow-through, and commitment to earning trust through every interaction. Her ability to bridge technology and business outcomes has earned her Global Sales Award and recognition at the highest levels at GitHub. So everyone, are we ready for another power-packed discussion? Yes? Can I see hands in the air? I want to see the attendance. Yes? So I believe there are so many people in the room. Are you going to be till the end? Would you join us for the award ceremony? Because I'm hoping that everyone, we are seeing a house full, so I'm expecting everyone that you will join us in the award ceremony as well. Yes? Will you be with us? I hope there are no exits after lunch. I can understand like we are between lunch and the session, but everyone, I hope everyone will not leave us after lunch. Yes? I hope everyone, yes? Okay, so moving forward, now let's invite our moderator, Ms. Nischal Batra, Senior Enterprise Sales Manager, GitHub, on the dais with loads of energy into the room. Come on, everyone, give her a huge, huge round of applause.
It doesn't sound like a Delhi crowd. Good morning, Delhi. Good morning. Hi, everyone. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here today. I think she has given me a good introduction here, but the best introduction for me is I'm a developer by education, but loves the business side of it. And I'll just pick up the thread which Karthik has just thrown us here, application security. And being a developer, all right, and I think people in the room from a security background, we have been dealing with application security day in and day out. Companies who have implemented numerous security tools there, application security tools like SAST, static application security testing, DAST, which is dynamic security application testing, software composition analysis, and secret scanning. Although we have invested a lot in this tool, we have put so many security guardrails, security like gates there. But even then, the graphs which you have seen, from Karthik's presentation, vulnerabilities are still keep on increasing because we are putting a lot of code there. The pace, the development is happening, but the similar proportional way, the vulnerabilities are also getting increased there. And there are many factors to this that why this is happening. I'll just list out a few of them. One, which is I think the very common one, that we only have one security professional for every 100 developers. And this I'm talking about the bigger organizations, they can afford to have these many security people there. But if I talk about even smaller digital natives, like the companies there, even this number grows 200 developers to one security professional. And that happens, it either delays your time to market the releases, or then you have to decrease, like the thread which is critical to medium, and then you have to dump it for some time. The other reason is that these security, like checkpoints are coming very late in your software development lifecycle. Because, most of the time, all these, the heavy loading is being done by the security team, and the developers are not contributing towards the security things as of today. And the last one, which I believe, or I think which industry believe now is the most important, at least from a GitHub side as well, we truly believe that the problem is no longer in the detection now, because most of these tools are doing detection. They are throwing a lot of vulnerabilities to you. You are sitting on thousands of those vulnerabilities and the security debt. The problem lies in the remediation and the prevention. And that's the progression of shift left approach. And now we have a top senior professionals from the security space, from the top companies there, to whom we really want to learn today that what problems, what challenges they are facing in the application security space today, and how this shift left approach is helping them. Can we invite our panelists, please?
Sure. Now let me invite the entire panel on the dais, starting with Mr. Vikalp Singh, Director, Head of Infra DevOps Free Charge, followed by Mr. Bishwajit Biswas, Associate Director of DevOps, ZepPay, followed by Mr. Deepak Kumar, Head SRE, Airtel Internationals, followed by Mr. Saurabh Girdhar, CTO, CareFi. Next, coming up is Mr. Manish Panjwani, CTO, Shriram Automall. And last but not least, Mr. Upkar Singh, Corporate IT Head, Gujarat Fluorochemicals Limited. With this, everyone, the entire panel is on the dais. Let's give them some energy and get ready for an information-packed session. With this, over to you, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Have a seat, please. So I think, Saurabh, I'll start with you. What are the biggest misconceptions enterprises really have, when integrating DevSecOps early in the software development lifecycle?
Hi everyone, thanks for bringing me the first one to answer. So I think there are multiple challenges or multiple misconceptions, I would say. First of all, I would say is when we talk about DevOps, DevSecOps, right, it's not about tools. It's a mindset, right? It's a mixture of process, tools, people, procedures, policies, etc., right? If you step out, right, there are 20 different tools all working in DevOps, right? You can visit the booths and get to know they all do fabulous job. And if I ask any of you, if you buy all 20 of them, are you done? The answer is no, right? You need to educate people how to use it, right? So buying tools is not implementing DevOps. You need to inculcate that mindset in the developer's mind, how to use those tools, how to configure those tools. One more misconception I would say is that developers normally think that if we shift left, the progress of developing code or delivery will become slow. I have actually experienced that in past as well when the tool was not that mature, cloud was not there, but that's not relevant now, right? It's only one-time effort to learn how to utilize the pipeline, how to utilize those tools, and trust me, it's 200% faster once implemented right. Third is that a lot of companies might think that all these processes, all these scanning tools are only for the cloud native digital teams and all. There could be some legacy sector, let's say hospitals or some transportation, something that we don't need these kind of tools, but it's for everybody. And one more I would add is that, as Mr. you were saying, that there is 1 to 100 security professionals per developer, right? So you don't need even one, right? So security is not a ownership or responsibility just one person, right? It's a responsibility of developer, operations, everybody in the company, right? So you need to educate people how to write secure code, how to deploy secure code, and everybody should be on the same page to maintain a golden standard that, okay, these are the tools we're going to use, these are the processes we follow, and that's how we deliver a secure code.
Yeah, sure. So, Biswajit, do you want to add something to this as well?
Yeah, sure. So first thing, that the biggest misconception that I believe is that nobody thinks like, what is security? Let's focus on the developing the application first. So, security is something that, yes, of course, everyone leaves behind. But as said, like he said, like if you include it at the very beginning, of course, you will be like increasing your production, your deployment cycle by 200%. That's for sure. It's definite. Like because if you have already included this security part, DevSecOps as a practice at the very beginning of the day, you made it. You don't have to think about it again and again. So you are saving time by securing the whole organization, by securing your product, securing your application. So that mindset is been taken care on the first day. So biggest misconception is why to do this? Let's focus on the production. right?
Hey, thank you. So I think you picked a very good point here that, how you are making a balance of, like say delivery, because now when you are putting things together only for security people or if the developers are contributing towards that. So definitely, like the other question would be maybe to Manish, I would like to come to you on that.
Sure.
That how do you balance speed of, delivery of with the growing demand of our secure code faster. So how do you make balance out of it that, secure code should go out with all the compliance, but then delivery should happen quickly?
Sure. So I feel the speed of our development has gone probably 10x also. I mean, earlier we were talking about, just a background to it. Dev started first. We got a DevOps, then we got Dev plus Business Ops, and now DevSecOps. I think the one thing has been a constant was the Dev in the beginning. The Dev itself has changed somewhat definition of it as the AI has come in place. So a lot of AI is now writing the code. So we can just imagine the kind of amount of code that is now getting into the GitHub, and that itself's changing the whole, adding a lot of complexity to the whole, the systems. So that speed is given for all of us, and as we have to also maintain, everyday releases to a lot of the product enhancements that's coming. Shifting to the left is given now. I don't think that's any more, a question. I feel there's a lot of these tools, like we just talked about GitHub Copilot, pretty much helping us. But at the same time, a lot of these practices, when we are, we just learned about when you're pushing the code, we are using some of the tools to ensure that the security is taken care. But at the same time, I would probably add to that is whether pull is also security checked or not.
Yeah.
So our teams would ensure that we have right amount of automation in place when the pull is also ensured. So like the training is definitely there. Training is very important to just have a seamless production. At the same time, I would say, we have tons of these security products. Like, we just talked about the hackers are having more tools probably than what we have got.
True.
So they are much advanced than what we are.
Yeah.
So if we bring those learnings back into our automation, that's what we secure it ahead of it before the issues comes. That's where I think the whole.
Yeah, you rightly said that
yeah.
hackers also have the AI tool which we are also using.
Absolutely.
Right? So let me come to Deepak. We were talking about when we were outside there that he had some opinion on this. How you are making sure that delivery should happen not at the cost of the security. I mean, let's first go with that.
Okay, so hi everyone. Thanks Nishchal for having me here. So for us, we started with safe left mindset a couple of years back, but over the years we have evolved, and for us it is shift everywhere at this moment. So it's not just securing your data layer or your application layer, but we also need to secure our storage, our networks, our host machines, our physical machines, and even our north, south, and east-west traffic as well. So what we do is, basically when we started, as Saurav also said, we wanted to have a shared responsibility among these teams, security, SREs, and then your, the regulatory teams. So we embedded the various tools which we use in our SDLC lifecycle for early detections. For example, we use, for SAST, we are using check marks. Earlier we were on Vera code. Basically, SAST is for your static code analysis. It actually checks your configuration files and the source code, and then it identifies the vulnerabilities. We do SCA for our via our Trevi scan. So basically, the third-party libraries, the packages which are being used into your images. So it actually scans those. So what is the importance of these tools is basically we actually collaborate within our developers, our SRE, our security team, and this is how we have been able to achieve the goals.
You are trying to achieve, or maybe you are fostering that how the collaboration can happen with the shift left approach, where everybody should contribute to that security piece, your developers, your security professionals, and the compliance team. But are they using, let's say for example, GitHub gives a single integrated platform where developers will get to know all the security alerts very early in the stage when they are working on those features, when they are working on those platform, etc. And security team will get to know what they are fixing, what they are not fixing very early rather than getting into the lead. So how you are trying to foster all this collaboration within your organization?
Okay, so in my experience, to have this formidable collaborations between these cross-functional team, I think the key lies into having the mindset of early involvement, shared responsibilities, and talking a common language. So if I talk about early involvement, we don't wait for the end of the development life cycle to involve our security team. In fact, we actually pull them at the very design and the planning phase itself, which we call as threat modeling. Yeah. Then we actually nominate from the developer and the SRE community, we nominate the security champions. So these security champions are basically, they are trained into the lighter security trainings. For example, what is OAP's top 10, which they come up with their security vulnerabilities, frequently. Then what is CWA, what is CVs? So these are some of the basic trainings which we actually give to those security champions, and then they act as a security advisor within that pod. So this is one of the initiatives. The other initiative which we do is actually on the common language, talking a common language. So for that, what we do is we actually enforce everyone in the team to undergo the security barrier trainings or the code base which checkmarks provide. So these are some of the training gamified platforms which actually have multiple languages support, including Docker, Kubernetes, where they get the training and they also have the labs. So then they know what the security team or the compliant team understand. And last but not the least, as you talk about the dashboards, the alerting. So in the organization, what are those dashboards which are being built for this, giving the access to all these teams so that they can actually correlate during the meetings and they can come up with the solutions.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, Nishal, I just want to add a point
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
if you allow.
Sure.
Yeah, it's very interesting, I think, question for everyone to dwell into. Right, since I think past 20 years, I have been part of this journey, and I have seen that in this DevSecOps, starting from devs, the code has become very complex now, right? For any application, it's not for IT or ITS kind of environment, even for any kind of organization, including manufacturing and all. So the software is enabling the digital transformation in a way. When that software goal is getting complex, what we have observed that security was an outsider view in all these years, initially, right? So bringing them into this security fabric, which the development fabric, SDLC fabric, is an important decision or important basically approach where the security becomes a part of weaving that fabric. It's not that after we weave the fabric and some come for an audit and say this pass is left, this dyeing is not clear, this weave is not clear. So while designing an application, if security has a say, it becomes a responsibility and insider view. So that's the basically per se I want to share.
Great. And as Manish said that, I think the delivery piece, and how we are faster that up, more AI piece which is coming to the picture, it gives us the speed there, how fast we are writing the code, etc. But again, how AI is, playing a role in the application security, fixing those vulnerabilities, etc. Let me go back to Vikalp for this. Vikalp, being into fintech space, right? I know, you're very concerned about all the security pieces. So how you are using, or how's your vision about, having the AI into application security?
Yeah, sure. So for the time being, I will park AI. Now let's talk about the current journey, what we talked about before, AI picture mein aaya. Usse pehle, if you talk about the journey, let's say if you are building a product, there's a tech team involved, the product team involved, they design a complete timeline, we build this feature in 3 months or 6 months. Now they have a shared timeline, but there was also guy sitting, somewhere like InfoSec team. we were not considering the timeline of information security team. Now what happens, you build a code, you deploy, you test, now you are ready to deploy in production. InfoSec team came in the picture, or apps security guy came in the picture. They completely scan it, and they show the complete report. What we show in the report sometimes, 1,000 vulnerabilities, hundreds are critical, few are high, few are medium, and we have SLA of course. Critical should be fixed in 5 days or something 24 hours. Some the developer team kai, अरे भाई कैसे होगा? मतलब 1,000 vulnerability, how can I fix in 5 days? So a lot of challenges were there, right? Now again, if you go to exceptions, there's a process in a fintech bank. I'm sure you guys also follow the exception management process. But the job of a CIO or chief CSO is very difficult to give an approval. They don't know the visibility, right? If they approve this exception, what will happen? So they don't want to take that risk. What happens? The program was planned for 3 months or 6 months. Believe me, it takes a year sometimes, right? Development plans for 3 months, it was delivering in 6 months or 7 months, because the time was not considered earlier when we building the code. I've discussed with multiple partners, with the teams, can we build something around it before AI come, of course. There are a lot of tools in the market. Let's talk about the Sonar, a lot of other tools we are discussing, but they are bit and pieces, right? Again, we have to go different stages. Now we try, as a free charge, we do a lot of training of secure coding, lot of, we talk about left shift model, but we, I would say, we reduce the number of vulnerabilities, but it was not permanently solved. It's still problem exist. Now, believe me, when we saw these demos and the products a few months back, last year, they really amazing stuff. They have built it. Now, if you talk about the previous journey, now let's see what journey talk about in features now. Of course, earlier also developers were not happy to, or maybe as I'm developer, I don't want to build work on the old stuff, fixing the vulnerabilities. मुझे कुछ नया करना है ना, नया लिखना है. I need to focus on the business logic. But these are the area that was interesting for the developers. Now, if you talk about you have an AI that is on your shoulder 24/7. Whenever you are building a code, the AI assistant is sitting with you always. They are guiding you from your from when you starting pushing your code. The guy is there. Either is a pipeline issue, your Docker issue, or environment issue. The AI is something now. Whatever the time we were not considering earlier, no need to worry about it. The guys will be sitting in always. When you are building a code, assistant is there. At the line you are writing, for example, earlier you are fixing code, you will go to the suggestion, the shared by InfoSec team, you change the versions. Now you no need to worry about it. If you ask the guy, sometimes also they fix the vulnerability. It will not be a part of, now you don't need to worry about in the DevSecOps pipeline, vulnerability fix karni padenge, uska time lagega, don't need to worry about it. Start using these tools. I have seen the demos. Yeah, in feature we only start using it. It change your complete journey. Now, CISO bhi khus hai, CIO bhi khus hai, they don't need to give exceptions. Whatever code we are deploying production, we are making sure everything is secure.
All right. I think FreeCharge has started using Copilot as well, but coming to our Copilot AutoFix, which is part of GitHub Advanced Security, which GitHub provides that, it gives you the complete fix of the vulnerability when the developers are writing the code. That means it gives you the complete code with the fix over there, which developers can review it, and rather than just finding the fix over there, when they are in the flow, right, they are fixing those vulnerabilities, what Copilot AutoFix has been suggesting. So that's, and the kind of survey which we have done it, the kind of feedback we have from our customers, 85% of the suggestions or the fixes given by Copilot AutoFix is being accepted there. And that's among us. I mean, if at all you're not giving the right kind of fixes there, all the developers lose that traction. But that's how AI is contributing, not just the writing code faster, but getting your security debt, lower as soon as possible.
Just to add one more point,
Yeah.
the guys in information security don't think it's not taking your job, guys. It's just helping you.
So coming next, I think the other important piece here is the leaked secrets. Biswajit, I want to talk to you about this, that when the leaked secrets basically lead to downtime, reputation damage, or unexpected firefighting. So what kind of operational or let's say business impact have you seen either directly or throughout the industry, whatever you want to share that here, when secrets have slipped into a wrong place? How did it reshape your priorities or your team priorities and practices?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. So I'll mention that with ZepPay, Zeppe, it's a cryptocurrency organization. Before, like 5-10 years ago, like it was crazy at that time. Like people started mining bitcoins, like several other things like that. So what happened? One of our guy, I was working like 4 years ago. One of our guy, he mistakenly committed AWS secrets into GitHub, and bam, what happened? Within 5 minutes, several servers were created in our account, and those accounts were like very high, with a lot of GPUs included within that. And what we dig down is that those servers were started mining. So now at this time you will see like a lot of things are happening. The clouds doesn't let you start mining very big, like on the go. It was a beginning, like when there was no barriers. That time it used to happen. So coming to like secret leaks, this is one of the incident. Very crazy. Apart from this, again, once what happened was like again, some of the guys, they mistakenly added, their database server details, like not so tightly secured, public servers, data secrets, passwords, credentials are supposed to be secret or encrypted. I don't know what was like going on those developers guys' head, but they again pushed it back to Git. What happened next? Our database got compromised. Ransomware was there. Whole database was encrypted. It was a Mongo database. What happened next? We got email, email asking around, I guess around it was like 300 or 400 worth of BTC. Okay. Hackers are also, yeah, I'm okay with $200-300. That's fine. Just pay it us. But yeah, again, we didn't pay it. Nobody should pay it. You should have amazing DevSecOps in pipeline. You should have amazing DR strategy. You'd never have to pay for this stupid things. So what we did is simply like we restored our database, and we made sure that what type of data was compromised. We got to know that data that they got was outdated. We are not very much sensitive in that way, so we let it go. So, but yeah, I know GitHub is doing amazing things right now. At GitHub Advanced Security, which is right now, I guess, free for public repositories.
Yes, it is.
But you're very clever. You take money for private repositories.
So once secrets are leaked, I think every priority get to there only. Like rather than going to the releases, etc. It's how it is, impacting a lot, right? Just forget about dollars, right? It impacts you a lot in terms of overall,
reputation.
Reputation as well.
I know that. Yeah. That's very sensitive, and yeah. And I guess right now GitHub is doing amazing things. I'll promote you guys right now here.
No.
So they bam you with some amazing notifications and all. You get your organization. His whole organization is alerted that someone did some stupid thing. Either fire him or give him a warning. I think that kind of sensitivity is here when you leak secrets on GitHub or something like that. People should be very serious about it. Use pre-commits. Pre-commit, I guess everyone, every developer knows about pre-commit. So make sure you use pre-commit. Don't commit any secrets. That kind of things, linting and all. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks. So Upkar, you talk about that. It's not that everything gets stitched together and after that you are finding stuff, etc. And what you heard from Biswajit, that when it's so obvious that secrets accidentally get into the space where it has not supposed to be done there. So, what measures, proactive measures you have thought about it, or maybe you have implemented it, or you are trying to implement that, at least which works best for your team to prevent secrets to go into that space, whether through tooling or developer education, or do you think it's a process change? What is required? What do you think it's working well for your team?
Yeah, thanks, Nishchal. I think it's a very pertinent question for nowadays, I think, in this scenario. And when the codes are so critical and everyone is involved, starting from dev, sec, and operation teams, right? It is not about the delivery or the outcome of the code. It is now about the sustainability of the code. Whether the code or the software is going to sustain the situations, the different challenges which it needs to tackle. So that is about. And when get into that, the strategy has to be very common, generic as per the other challenges, right? We'll have to strategize the people, process, and technology for this challenge as well, right? And when we talk about this, there are certain measures which can be taken to address this challenge. One of them is automated secret scanning, right? This is very pertinent. Before, pre-committing the code to the repository like GitLab or so, right? There are scanning tools available, like GitLab itself, secret detection tool is there. Then there are HashiCorp's, Vault, Radar is also there. So these tools can be used to find out if there's any secret code is hard-coded in the code, which is getting into the repository. So that is to be, implemented. Then there are dedicated secret management solution also are to be used. Because when there are a lot of integrations of applications, API integrations out there, it is wise to use some management tools. It is there, AWS Secret Manager is there, then HashiCorp Vault is there. So what it will help you, that it will inject the secret while the runtime level was the code, instead of just hard coding or storing it somewhere. So that also this is another measure. And when we talk of these other two technology pieces, and when we come under the process, strict access control and rotation is one of the processes required to manage this, right? Even if the access of the secret vault has been given to a team, right? It has to be audited in time. It has to be there's none, required person is using the same access still. Then developer education is also important. They need to know that while writing a code, they did not hard code the secret things like API keys or password for so. Also, they need to how to use that secret management solution, right? So that is going to help us. The developer education is required. Then process improvement, having a policy into place, accepting policy, training of policies, right? How to use that secret management while writing a code or connecting with the secret solution is important. So after we integrate the pre-commit kind of assessment, secret assessment, and moving to a secret management tool, and I believe the half of the, I think basically risk reductions can be done, right?
I think rightly said, Kar. Yeah. I think the secrets which has already gone there, maybe there are several tools which can detect, these are hard-coded secret, etc. But GitHub is the only tool which can provide you push protection, which is more prevention, because once secret has gone there, like retrieving it back, deleting it, it took weeks and sometimes months to do that, and it costs you a lot. So with GitHub, push protection, it doesn't even allow developers to push the code in your repos because it works on a server side. It doesn't allow them to push the code from their PC, to the repos in the cloud, etc. So that helps. Obviously, like developer education is required, tooling is required, processes are required. But if there is a prevention tool which can help you at least, take away all those risks, worth doing that one. So I think with the last question of mine is, because nobody in the organization really spend money on security tools. Every security person would agree to that. Whenever you go and ask some money for that, they ask for a ROI, because that's where you demand how to spend on these security tools there. So let me ask, maybe start with Vikalp itself. How do you really measure the ROI of investing in DevSecOps tools, from a cost-centered standpoint?
Yeah, sure. So just I will try to relate an example, of the DevSecOps or security. So I was traveling in a tier 2 city, last month. So when I was applying a seat belt, the driver said, "Abhi nahi karo sir, main bata dunga jab check hoga." Right. So similarity is example. What we used to do now, abhi whatever tools, whatever security process we're following, we are strengthening whenever audit is happening. We do wait for auditors when they come. We start, enhancing our processes, implementing all the tools. If it's not happening, we are taking lightly. So what this will talk about, investment in information security. I will give a trick where, some tips. So basically, you can convince your CFOs to give some money to you to spend here. This is not like, optional thing, I would say. This is like necessity as of now. You have to implement this. Either it depends what budget you have, or what are processes, whatever tools you can buy, what suits your environment. But you have to enable these tools, I would say. Now, see the history, right? Now, for example, you take example for seat belt, right? Everyone are aware of Mr. Mistry, few years back. सारी news में आ गया, plus ने भी अपनी checklist बढ़ा दी कि everyone whatever he's sitting behind on the rear seat, they have to apply seat belt. Similarly, it also works in information security, right? Whatever code you are developing, it has to be secure. What is in the move? When you are building a code, it has to be secure. Don't wait production पे जाके वो secure होगा. Use that as a practice, right? Now, if you talk about the ROIs, it's like you cannot estimate in terms of, there are two things, right? Qualitative, quantitative, right? Now, you can, of course, cannot give yourself the numbers. Talk about take the example, few examples last year, right? In few months, there was, one company, 8.5 million users available on the dark web. See, अगर आपकी company में कोई user का data expose होता है, how will it impact your brand image? You have to spend, millions. You spend a lot of time to, take that image again.
I think Saurav also want to add something to this.
Yeah, so I would connect to the real life analogy, right? So let's say, what is ROI in your health insurance? I have a good term insurance, but I pray every day I don't get to use it, right? So it's not just about compliance. Compliance is, I would say, most of the time is just for the sake of documenting it, sake of showing, sake of just proving that some trust or some controls are there. It's beyond compliance and it's much needed, right? So specifically in certain industries, let's say finance, insurance, healthcare and all, where data is sensitive, data is protected, everything need to be controlled in a, I would say, very sensitive way.
Manish, do you want to add something?
And I would say still, it's same like how insurance is a push product in India still now.
I think it's good to see that everybody is talking about you'll get the budget for the security piece, that Karthik, we need to go back and ask them GitHub Advanced Security to do this.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
yes, Manish and I think Upkar, you want to add something to that?
Okay. So I would say that the perspective is also on the compliance, if you look at it.
Yeah.
The compliance requires, you see every day government is getting so strict. If you look at audit trails, these are mandatory. Then you look at HIPAA compliance. If you look at DPDP coming, a lot of these things are coming. All these compliance is also in some way adding to lot of additional overhead on the entire team to ensure it. One thing is very clear that our developers, they are not, we cannot expect them to do the security as an expertise. We cannot expect them to have an infra specialist. We cannot have them as a compliance specialist. They are not. So while they are not, then someone has to take care of that sort of a burden. Probably these automation tools will have to take care of that load and to ensure the compliance as well at the same time.
That's where GitHub says that the security team should buy a product for the developers because they are going to contribute towards this. They need to fix this early in the stage. They don't know much about it, but then Copilot, auto-fix kind of things, they can help them to fix this, sooner in the stage so that at least the workload on the security team will be lesser. Yeah.
So ROI is a very important discussion in any organization, right? All management would ask for it. Now, we need to track. We need to track the all intangible and tangible benefit out. There are multiple ways of it. Now, but I'm going to share you with the similar challenges I faced in a manufacturing company. If anyone is there, you must be knowing that there is a oath taken for safety oath taken before every meeting, right? So in manufacturing, it is a basically a way to start their day. So when I faced the similar challenge, I asked that what is the ROI of taking that safety oath every day before meeting, right? The person, the CFO told, yeah, because it's build a culture in the organization that everyone need to be take care of their safety while working in the workspace, right? I said similarly, while writing a code, it is a culture to be built into, right? And that is why all intangible benefit you may not be visible to you directly, but it is important to see that that culture has to be built with the ROI.
Exactly. I think last 20 seconds for Biswajit, if you want to add something to that, and then we'll conclude this session there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I totally agree with Upkar sir, what he said. It's like you don't waste time, paying money or just wait for getting the your how do you say, term policy after your death. So we don't do that with our organization also. It's a practice. Well said, sir. You don't waste money on fixing things. You rather invest on making sure things are done well. So with DevSecOps, I guess what it happens is like you on the very beginning of the day, you let your developers know what are the issues with your repository, with your code. So your developers are aligned with what are the security things that needed to be fixed. Because as said, our developers are not very security friendly. Someone has to give them a helping hand to understand what are the security things that needed to be added or fixed before they put it into production or stage or anything like that. So I guess it's a very well calculation. You get returns. How you get the returns? You're not investing too much on security. You get the best. You are investing very little with good practice, but you're getting the best. You are not investing too much money on adding more security guys, or employing them here. You are just making sure DevSecOps is a well culture in your organization, and you're not investing more money on fixing those things. Because once you're exposed, you will be hiring more employees and paying to the ransomware guys or attackers. So the return is more than whatever you're investing.
Perfect. I think thank you so much for such experts, opinion over there. I'm pretty sure I think people will get benefit out of it, and I think journey starts from here. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, I request the panelists, please be with us on the dais. We have a small appreciation token for everyone, and for that, may I invite Mr. Ankur Garg, Senior Director, DevSecOps. Can we have you, sir, on the dais, please?